On the Drum said, "Loving the content, coach. How do we deal with the problem of prophecy? Doesn't it legitimize the Bible? Nobody could be that accurate at prediction." Well, that's not necessarily true. Nostradamus was very accurate with his prediction of World War I and World War II, of the rise of Napoleon and Hitler. He was very accurate with his rise of America. We also have other mediums out there who were very accurate within their predictions. But let's look at the Bible predictions, for instance. Most of them being vague, but what's even more concerning is most of them were retrofitted to fit what actually happened in the past. When they talked about different kingdoms being destroyed, a kingdom was destroyed 300-400 years prior to the actual writing, but yet they wrote it as if it was a prediction. They predicted a Messiah, someone who would be a king and take over. That was used by Josephus to convince Vespasian to not kill him, and Vespasian became the emperor of Rome. So should that not have made Vespasian the Messiah? This is what the Vespasian used to have himself deified by the imperial religion of Rome, and Titus to be deified as the Son of God. Of course, many of the writings of Josephus, according to an account of Titus, as they extrapolated them over to the Gospels, were backdated, meaning that they were written 30-40 years after the event happened and then written in as scripture. You see, scripture is not predicting anything. What scripture is actually doing is taking old events, writing them as if they were predictions. You have the story of Daniel and the statue that he saw with Nebuchadnezzar in Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Now, we all look at that statue and we say, well, that represents the Media Persians, that represents the Babylonians at the top, the Media Persians, the Greeks, and then the Romans, right? And that's what they'll tell you. But when did they establish that those predictions were correct? Long after each one of these empires had came and gone. Then they went back to Daniel and say, well, Daniel predicted it. But when was it written? It wasn't written during the Babylonian time frame. It was written hundreds of years after the Babylonians, after the Media Persians had came in and destroyed. Whatever next empire took over, they would say was the Greeks. Whatever next empire after them, they would say was the Romans. As a matter of fact, there are some who ascribe those predictions to the Egyptians. So predictions, vague, can be extrapolated to anything and anyone. So that doesn't make the Bible accurate. It doesn't at all. Wars and rumors of wars, that's always been happening. So that's not accuracy. I can predict that.